everybody out there in the SRG community. So once again, the illustrious one, Harvey Luster. Now, as everybody knows, with the episodes of Letters with Luster, Harvey Luster tries to respond to your emails, your tweets, and any communications you has to try to reach out to the illustrious one. Now, this week, this message, it comes from somebody using the screen name Paid Through Me Overboard. And their question for Harvey Luster says, Dear Harvey, that's the illustrious one. I've seen this repeatedly on the Facebook and curious, what is NPE? Well, for those who don't know, NPE is the abbreviation for the negative play experience. Now, this can mean a lot of things. It could be, the handcuffs being a little too tight, maybe somebody getting a little too excited with the paddle of the whip. But, in gaming, this is a reference of the game just not being enjoyable, generally making the game frustrating or just generally unplayable, unenjoyable for the parties involved. Examples of that could be, Superman 64. Or if you're playing the Monopoly and you suddenly realize how accurately it portrays adulthood. Everybody ends up broke and in jail. And, even the Oregon Trail. That's another good examples. Harvey Luster played that when he was in the grade school. There's a board game version of this now, and it's a video game on like all platforms. You can play the Oregon Trail. You be trying to get across the country, across the United States, and no matter how hard you try, what you do, you're dealing with famines and floods and disease, and you're trying to feed your family and repair your wagons and all these things, and then suddenly you die of dysentery. Of all the things, to die of a dysentery, that is a negative play experience. So, what does it mean for, like, the Super Show? For SRG's game, the Super Show that most of us plays. Well, a negative play experience there, it can be trying to roll the dice and play the game while you're in a moving vehicle. That could be a negative experience. For some people, it's having to sit across the table from a Sean Taft to play in a live event. Having a Super Show tournament interrupt your hockey game could be an example of that sort of thing. Harvey Luster even knows if you're playing the Super Show and you got your dice and you're getting ready to roll, and then you yawn right before you roll your dice, realizing that that dice is gonna have to come back later. You're gonna have to finish that roll sometime a little bit later. That could be a negative play experience. For some people, it's trying to read their Super Show cards in their hand while they're wearing a luchador mask. Some of them's just not so good to see through. The biggest, probably most common thing that we have in the Super Show, though, that creates the negative experiences, is when you have the hand control, trying to remove cards from somebody's hand, trying to prevent them from playing things. That can produce the negative experience. It can happen just naturally in the game or in different stipulations. So Harvey Luster suggests trying to use safe words. Harvey Luster always establishes safe words with the ladies. So you can say things that reminds you to stop, like running knee or snake bite, because those are obviously things that you just want to stop immediately. So there you have it, folks. The next time you go to play, to avoid a negative play experience, the NPE, establish the safe words like the illustrious one.